Hey guys, Travis Gillespie here. In this example, we're solving equations that are using multiplication. So we have integers or in positive and negative numbers here, but the equation has some multiplication in it. So my overall goal here, what I want to do is isolate the variable m. So one thing we can do is box up the value we want to get rid of. So I want to get rid of 5. Positive 5 here. How do I undo multiplication of positive 5? Well, the inverse operation is division. So I'm going to divide by, I want to choose a value that has the same sign as this 5 above. So since this is a positive 5, I'm going to divide by a positive 5. And if I do it to this side, I've got to do it to the other side to keep the equation balanced. So now I'm going to divide by positive 5 on this side. Well, why am I dividing by positive 5 on both sides? Why didn't I divide by negative 5 on both sides? Well, my overall goal is to isolate this variable m, and any values that it's being multiplied by, I want to make sure that if it's going to be multiplied by a value, that value will make m equal itself still. Now that sounds a little bit weird the way I worded it, but you'll see in just a second. Positive 5 divided by positive 5, they'll cancel out, and I'm going to change pens real quick. I'm left with, well, 5 divided by 5 is 1. So I have 1 times m, or just 1m. Again, I divided by a positive value because I want my variable m to be positive in the long run. If I had negative 5 being multiplied by m here, then I would want to divide by a negative 5 because a negative divided by a negative would create a positive. Remember, that goal is to make that variable positive in the long run. So we have 1 times m on this side is equal to negative 25 divided by positive 5. Let's forget about that negative sign for a second. So I have 25 divided by 5. That will give me a value of 5. Since I have a negative number divided by a positive number, I have unlike signs. Therefore, I'm going to have a negative quotient. So negative 5 here. Negative 25 divided by 5 is negative 5. Now remember just a minute ago when I made that weird statement, I said if you were to multiply the variable m by some number, you'd want it to still equal m in the long run. Well, think about it. If I multiply any number times 1, it still equals that number. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3, and so on. So 1 times the variable m, 1 times m has to equal m. So I can rewrite this as just m. So m, or positive m, is equal to negative 5. And now all I have to do is check my work. So let's rewrite this original equation over here. We have 5m, it's equal to negative 25. And now I'm just going to substitute negative 5 in for that variable m. So now I have 5, and I'm going to put parentheses around it, times negative 5. We're going to see if it's equal to negative 25. Well, I'm multiplying numbers that have unlike signs. The signs are different from one another. When you multiply numbers that have different signs, the product, or the answer in the long run, will be negative. So 5 times 5 is 25. Since I have unlike signs here, a positive number times a negative number, my answer is going to be negative. So negative 25 is equal to negative 25. This checks out. Therefore, we can box this answer up. M is equal to negative 5.